Maya watched as the cafe owner prepared her drink with effortless grace. There was something about the way he moved. Calm, confident, like he was in his element. His hands worked quickly, but with precision, as he crafted something special. A part of her was surprised by how the simple act of making coffee could be so captivating. He returned to her table, placing a beautifully crafted latte in front of her. The swirls of foam on top were perfect, almost like art. "Here you go," he said with a soft smile. "A little extra foam, just the way you like it." Maya blinked in surprise. "How did you know?" The cafe owner shrugged nonchalantly, sitting across from her without waiting for an invitation. "I've been watching people for a long time. You get to know little things about them after a while, like how they take their coffee." Maya chuckled, appreciating the unexpected lightness in his words. It made her feel a little more at ease. "Well, thank you. I wasn't expecting all of this." She gestured at the drink, then looked around the cozy corner they were seated in. "I mean, everything. It's nice." He nodded, his gaze steady. "You seem like someone who appreciates the little things." Maya took a sip of her latte, the warmth spreading through her as the rich, creamy taste lingered on her tongue. She hadn't realized how much she needed something to calm her nerves after being stood up. The disappointment she felt earlier still hung in the air, but for the first time that afternoon, she felt a little more centered. "So," he started, leaning forward slightly, his tone now more playful. "If you don't mind me asking, what was it that brought you to Café Lumiere today? The coffee, or—" She smiled, feeling the weight of her earlier frustration lift just a little. "I was supposed to meet someone, but as you can probably guess, that didn't go as planned." His expression softened in understanding. "That sucks. I'm sorry. It's hard when you build up something in your mind, and then it all falls apart. But I'm glad you stayed." His smile was warm, genuine. Maya felt a blush creeping up her neck. There was something about the way he said it that made her feel both seen and heard in a way she hadn't expected. She hadn't expected to open up to a stranger, but somehow it felt natural with him. "So, are you always here running the cafe?" she asked, eager to shift the conversation. "Most days, yeah," he replied, a slight chuckle in his voice. "It's my place. I started it a few years ago, just trying to create a space where people can relax. No rush, no pressure." She looked around, taking in the cozy atmosphere again. The soft lighting, the scent of freshly baked pastries, the hum of quiet conversations. It was easy to see why people found comfort in the place. It was an escape from the outside world, a refuge. "Seems like you've done well," she commented. He shrugged, but there was a hint of pride in his eyes. "I guess. It's not just about the coffee, though. It's about the moments, you know? People come here, maybe for a first date, or after a long day of work. It's the connection that happens here that makes it special." Maya felt an odd sense of familiarity, like she had known this man longer than just a few minutes. The way he spoke, so thoughtful, so in tune with the little things that made life meaningful. There was something magnetic about him. Before she could respond, her phone buzzed again. She glanced at the screen and saw Daniel's name. Her heart gave a little jolt. She hesitated for a moment before answering. She wasn't sure if she even wanted to talk to him now. "Hey," she said, keeping her voice steady. "Maya," Daniel's voice came through, tinged with a slight rush. "I'm so sorry about earlier. Something unexpected came up, but I'm on my way now. I'm really looking forward to meeting you." Maya felt the familiar stirrings of frustration rise within her. She glanced up at the cafe owner, who was watching her with an unreadable expression. "Well, I'm here, but I'm not sure how much longer I'll wait," Maya replied coolly, glancing down at her phone. She was starting to wonder if she even wanted to meet him anymore. After all, what was the point if he couldn't even show up on time? There was a brief pause on the other end of the line before Daniel spoke again. "I understand. I'll be there soon, okay? Just, please don't leave." Maya took a deep breath, ending the call without another word. She set the phone down, feeling a strange mix of emotions swirling within her. She had spent so much time talking to Daniel, building up an image of him in her mind, and now as she sat here, she wasn't sure if it was worth it. The disappointment from being stood up still stung, but there was also something new, a feeling of connection with the cafe owner. He was watching her, his gaze thoughtful. There was no judgment in his eyes, just curiosity. And maybe, just maybe, she could let herself feel a little lighter in his presence. She cleared her throat, trying to dispel the tension. "I'm sorry about that. It's just, I wasn't expecting things to go this way." He smiled, the warmth in his eyes intensifying. "It's okay. Sometimes things don't go as planned, but maybe that's when the best things happen." Her breath caught in her throat as his words lingered in the air, their meaning settling deep inside her. Before she could respond, the door to the cafe opened, and the familiar jingle of the bell echoed through the room. Maya turned instinctively, her heart skipping a beat. It was Daniel. But as he stepped inside, his gaze immediately locked onto her, then shifted, landing on the cafe owner, with an expression she couldn't quite place. Her chest tightened. What was happening now? What did Daniel see in the cafe owner? And what would happen when their paths finally crossed?